Okay, you are now. Thanks so much to stay here, Professor Felix Quayson, the State University. And this is a large pleasure, a big pleasure to have you here with us. This cultural life about empowerment. This is an activity of Communication Technology Laboratory, LabTech, from Fatec Itaquaquecetuba in São Paulo, Brazil. This project belongs the São Paulo State Research Support Foundation, FAPESP, and Professor Felix Quayson is PhD and Doctor of Laws in Workforce Development in Education and Master in Art, Adult Education and Human Research Development, and also Doctor and Education Leader and Supervisor. And also Professor Felix belongs also at Nassau Community College in the state of New York in Garden City. Professor, this is a great opportunity to be talking about your visit in São Paulo. I would like to ask about this, also about your research, about the impact technology, how you think about, and also about empowerment. So the word is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Garcia. It is a joy for me to be invited for the LabTech series on culture empowerment. I really appreciate everything that you're doing for Fatec Itaquaquecetuba. Ah, I said it right.
It's very nice.
I've been practicing my Portuguese, so.
Cool, thank you, cool.
Obrigado. So it's been a joy for me to be here. So let's talk a little bit about my visit to Sao Paulo, Brazil. It was a healing moment for me to be able to see students that are working towards their career goals, that don't have a lot in the world, but they're making the little that they have, they're making an impact with that.
Yeah.
And being able to go with you to lunch and within the local community, just to see how the local Brazilians interact with each other when it comes to family. One thing I noticed is that Brazil is very family oriented.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I saw, very family oriented. And Brazilians put a lot of emphasis on relationship building. So without relationship, how can you know the person? Without the relationship, how can we know the students that we teach? You know, we had to have a certain level of relationship with them. So my trip was very healing for me as a scholar and as a professor and as an educator. I was healed in so many different ways, to see different perceptions, to see different educational system, to see different students that I haven't taught before, to see how they interact with each other, how they interact within their environment, really gave me an empowerment. And it gave me a new meaning for the research work that I do. And it gave me a positive energy to continue in that path, to do the research that I'm doing, because somehow someone cares about it. And somehow it matters to the people that it's supposed to matter to.
Of course.
Yeah. The next thing that I want to talk about is my research.
Oh, sure.
So my research, I do research on Black studies. So I do a lot of research on Black male students in STEM. STEM means science, technology, engineering, math. pathways. So my research centers a lot on college and career readiness. In other places, they would say college and career success, but it's the same thing as college and career readiness. The reason why my research is so important to me is that I see Black males in the US at the bottom of the educational ladder, at the bottom of economic opportunities, at the bottom of society in general. So if you're a Black male in the US and you happen to be living in a bad neighborhood, the likely chance of you becoming successful is very slim, because you have all these economic, society, and community challenges. That makes it difficult for you to focus. It makes it difficult for you to be career minded. It makes it difficult for you to be someone who wants the best for himself. Living in those kind of environment and communities makes you fall into the victim mindset, that everything around you, you are the victim, that you cannot progress in life because you are the victim. You cannot do well with your family because you are the victim. Society doesn't like you because you are the victim. Everything goes against you because you are the victim. You don't have any luck in life because you are the victim. So that victimized mindset makes it a lot difficult for Black male students in the US in certain neighborhoods to be able to break free, to be able to go far in life. So my research is basically empowering Black male students to choose college and career readiness pathways, to choose pathways that will make it likely for them to succeed. And the pathways that they would choose are in the field of science, technology, engineering, math. So that's called the STEM pathways. So that's the kind of research that I do. Now, when it comes to Black women, my research also blends into the Black woman area. So just because I do Black male research doesn't mean that I don't do Black woman research.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of the research that I do also centers around Black women, because if we want to know a lot about the Black man, we also have to know a lot about the Black woman
Cool. It's very
and the
nice.
male and the woman relationship and how that goes along in society. So I say that to say that when I came to Brazil, it gave me a new meaning to really focus on my research.
Oh, cool.
And it empowered me. And I said, wow, all the time I was doing this research, I didn't know that one day I
Mm,
would have a lot of students
yeah.
at Fatec Itaquaquecetuba asking me about the research that I do, that they are very interested in it because it affects them.
Oh, great. Great. Very nice.
And happened to see where I was living in Sao Paulo, I think Indianapolis in Sao Paulo, and then going through to Fatec, I saw different communities.
Absolutely. I know.
So it's
Absolutely.
like 1 mile is the rich people, the
Yeah.
middle class.
Yeah.
And the next mile is low class,
Yeah.
low salary income people. And and that really made me think that my research matters,
Oh, cool. Cool.
because workforce development is about economic development.
Yeah, I know.
Economic development for regional communities, for human capital, for training institutions. And Fatec is a training institution, training students how to go into career pathways.
Absolutely.
So I was really blessed to be invited to come to Fatec, Sao Paulo, Fatec Itaquaquecetuba in Sao Paulo. And I did enjoy my time there.
Oh, it's great. I think when you say about the black man in US, in Brazil is the same, the matter about the victim.
Wow.
And when uh, you start to have a opportunity, you can change. You can
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
for another way. That's important.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and also I would like to ask, how do you feel the digital culture, how the emerging technology, the impact of this? How about your impression when you think about cell, about social?
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Professor Garcia. So if you were supposed to ask someone in 1920 or 1960 or 1980 that one day the world will open up to digitalization, they would
Yeah,
have never believed you.
yeah,
And the people that had their college degrees back then did not think that one day they'll be working in digitalization within their companies.
yeah.
So I say this to say that digitalization is so critically important in today's society and for the foreseeable future. So everyone, I will highly encourage everyone at Fatec Itaquaquecetuba to start thinking about their personal branding, how they present themselves
Yeah,
to the world. Because how you present yourself to the world is very important. That will help you get opportunities. That will help you take you to places that you've never dreamed of. And all of it is all about digitalization. So digitalization is diverse.
yeah.
You can have marketing within digitalization, which is called digital marketing. You can have personal branding, which is brand marketing. You
Ah,
can have, you can even do graphic design. You can create logos for people. You can do web development. You can create websites for people. So I want to talk about the economic opportunities that digitalization can bring to you. It can bring you out of poverty. It can excel you to become your own chief executive officer, CEO. It can help you to work for yourself
I know.
because once you position yourself well with digitalization, you will be able to attract the opportunities that comes with digitalization. But if you don't prepare yourself, you will not be able to attract digitalization. So I know at Fatec Itaquaquecetuba, people are studying to become secretary.
Also,
I don't want them to think that being a secretary is beneath or below any standard. Being a secretary means you are an executive
yeah,
professional.
sure.
You bring a lot of qualities to the company that you work for. You also bring a lot of qualities to the community that you represent. So if people are studying to become secretary, I wanted to think about their personal branding and digitalization to open up the world to themselves. How they talk, how they act, what content they put on the internet or upload to their social media pages matters a lot. Because if you want to work for a bigger firm, like let's say the Hilton Hotels or American Airlines or Delta Airlines, or even any big company within Brazil, the first thing that they will look at is the social media. They want to know the kind of person that you are, how you are digitalizing yourself. They want to know that. So if they look at your social media profiles and they see that you are acting ratchet, you are
Sure.
doing things that an executive person should not be doing, they are not going to offer you that position because your mishaps will affect their organization branding. It would affect their digitalization.
That's good.
So digitalization is something that you can be educated on. You can really earn degrees or certificates from. The world is open, it's large, and the world is not digitalization. So we all cannot run away from it. We just have to embrace it, prepare ourselves, work towards it, and brand ourselves well so that we can attract opportunities.
Oh, that's great answer. Cool. Um, I think also you are talking about believe yourself first of all, and more degree, and more degree. I think
Excellent.
when you are talking about believe yourself, we are talking about the production of subjectivity, how to feel as person, and
Yes,
also how you can show this in professional marketing, how you can
absolutely.
do this.
And one thing I would add, Professor Garcia, is a lot of people don't think highly of themselves. We are in a digitalized world. You have to think highly of yourself.
Yeah,
You have to think that you matter. You have to think that an organization somewhere needs you, needs your skills. So the world is now skills hiring culture. In the
that's
US here, it's an employer's market. So employers get to choose who they want. And I believe it's going to be like that in everywhere in the world.
I know.
You know, Brazil, I told you Brazil is top 10 is I think is number 9 in the world, biggest economy. So skills is very important in the world's top economies. So I want everyone to think that yes, they do matter, they belong to this world of digitalization. And whatever they do towards the education training matters. So they should take it very important.
And in this case, how do you think about English class? How do you think about English language? Because when we are talking about the environment,
Mhm.
the language is extremely important. And
Mhm.
how do you feel this when you come here and you don't talk in Portuguese, but also
Right.
you have in English, and the students stay with you? How do you think about, or what do you think about it? Sorry.
Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Garcia. That is an important question. So when I came
I
to
know.
Brazil, I wanted to learn. I had the joy of wanting to learn Portuguese.
Cool.
So I think when it comes to the English language is the lingua franca of the world.
Yeah,
Meaning everywhere you go in the world now, every someone or some people have to speak English.
sure.
It is the currency of business in the world. So I will encourage everyone to have the joy to learn. Once you have the joy that you really want to learn English, it becomes a lot easier for you.
Sure.
Remember, when I came to Brazil, I had a hard time saying Fatec Itaquaquecetuba, but I kept practicing, and
Yeah.
look at how I'm saying it now, right? So I think I will encourage everyone to find someone who knows a little bit of English to practice with them daily.
Yeah.
And there's a practical component to it. When I was teaching English, it was a practical component to where we asked students to go out and find someone within their household or community that knew how to speak English, and we gave them tasks, to complete. And they would write about it and say, oh, this really helped me to learn new words in English. So you have to engage yourself in whether it's taking classes
See.
that will help you, whether it's going to community events that are mostly English speakers, whether it's you finding a mentor to teach you how to speak English, to practice with you day to day. I think you will learn it that fast because you have the joy that you want to learn something different from what you are used to. So it opens up all your pores, your mind to be engaged in the activity that you want something different for yourself.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I think this is an opportunity to see for the other way. Né?
Yeah.
You start to open your mind when you
Hmm.
see for the other ways. No?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and in this case, also when you are talking about the contemporary society, we are
Hmm.
talking about information, how the
Yes,
information goes, who has the
absolutely.
information, and of course the technology is
Right.
together. In this case, how do you feel, or how do you see about the empowerment? It's not just about the black man and woman,
Hmm.
but also, or however, we can see a peripheric country, as you can see Brazil, or some communities, as you know about Itaquaquecetuba.
Yeah, I would say that's a great question. Thank you, Professor
Thank you.
Garcia. I would say empowerment when it comes to technology, digitalization, career, everything that everyone is doing, I would say don't go where you want to go.
Mm.
Go where you are needed to go.
Okay. Okay.
Because everybody, or some people, I would say, do everything the right way,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they never get to where they want, they were needed to go.
Okay.
They did everything the right way by going where they wanted to go. So, for example, I read something on LinkedIn about a woman that did everything right, got her PhD, had a dream since the age of 12 to become a professor, went to the right schools, top schools in the US,
Yeah.
but she never got a professorship position.
Oh,
She kept applying year one, year two, year three, year five, year six, year seven, zero offers, zero interviews.
why?
She it so it makes me think that that was not the direction
Uh,
it was meant for her to go, even
okay.
though that was her dream. So sometimes we can create dreams in our mindset,
Yeah.
thinking that is where our destination is.
That's great.
So we can train go to school, become secretaries, professors, all these trade skills that we can get. But it may not take us to where our destination wants us to go.
Okay. Unbelievable, but okay. I could understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my advice is not to go where you want to go, because
Okay.
that's easy to think that I want to be the president of Brazil, right? But
Yeah.
that's where I want to go. I want to be the president.
Okay.
But maybe your destination is directing you to become the president of the US,
Yeah. Or to do other
to,
things.
to become the first lady of the US. So we have to be very careful in our careers, in our programs, in our lives, in our digital world, that we don't become our own stumbling block, that we don't get in the way of ourselves,
Okay.
that we train well. That is the first thing. You have to get ready for any career that you want to go to, but not to always think of yourself as a failure. Because if you don't get what you want, it doesn't mean that you're a failure.
Yeah.
It just means that you were not meant to be that at that place. It means that your destination or your destiny will direct you to where you are needed the most. So when it comes to empowerment, I always say we have to train, prepare ourselves, but we also have to be very, very cautious about our decisions in life.
Oh, it's
And I
great.
will say it again, don't go where you want to go. Go where you are needed.
It's great message. Great message. Thank you. Great message. Mrs. Felix Quayson, I would like to say thank you for you. This is a short meeting, but a great meeting. And
Right.
if you don't mind your last words in this meeting, and the other moment we continue to improve together, please.
Absolutely.
That's great to divide with you some ideas. And if you please, could you tell me yours?
Yes, absolutely. So I want to thank the faculty members at Fatec Itaquaquecetuba and the staff and all of the students that I was able to meet and the students that I was not able to meet. I want to thank all of you because you've all played a role in empowering me in my research and the things that I want to continue to do, both professionally and personally. I also want to give a lot of thanks to Professor Garcia. You've been an incredible host. You did exceptionally awesome work, and I consider you as one of my mentors in life.
Oh, thank you. If you don't mind, I will say now in Portuguese a little part that we say about the fellowship. Essa live cultural é sobre empoderamento, é uma atividade do Laboratório de Comunicação e Tecnologia LabTech, da Fatec Itaquaquecetuba, Centro Paula Souza, com o auxílio de pesquisa da Fundação do Amparo à Pesquisa do Estado de São Paulo, FAPESP. Eu quero muito agradecer ao professor Felix Quayson. Thank Professor Felix Quayson. This is great for us, and I hope we can continue to change.
Absolutely. I look forward to collaborating more, and I'll get with you to collaborate more and hire more student workers so that we can train them to become who they want to become. So it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye.